All right, so sitting on the mat, legs in front. So we'll work on just mobilising everything because we haven't done much of that for a while. I haven't done this class for a few weeks. So just sitting on your mat, hands behind your legs, just lift yourself up nice and tall, pull forward onto your front bottom. And then pull right forward on your front bottom, taking your head up. So we're lengthening that spine and rolling right forward. And then let those knees come up a bit. Feel the stretch in the bottom of, in the lower part of your, or the top part of your hamstring through your buttocks. And then push those knees downwards and feel the stretch come into the back of your knees a bit. Pull the toes up and you feel it in your calf. Point the toes away, feel it through the top of your feet. Pull the toes up, point them away. Pull the toes up. So point them away and we release the stretch in the back of the leg. Let the knees come up, we release the stretch in the back of the leg. Pull yourself forward so we get more stretch through the top of the leg and the bum. Push the knees down again. We increase the stretch in the top of the, through those hamstrings, and pull the toes to the nose and we increase it in the calf. Let yourself come up to vertical and that releases the stretch totally. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round, back. Hands on the floor behind. And then push forwards off your hands, off your knuckles. Lift that chin up into the sky and use your heels to pull forward onto your front bottom. Big breath in. Big breath out, pull those shoulder blades together. Big breath in. Pull those knees down to the ground. Big breath out, lift the chest. Bring those eyes to horizontal. Bring that chin down into the chest. Bring those eyes around to the left side of the left leg. Pull the right ear from the right shoulder. Swing those eyes through to the right side of the right leg. And pull that left ear from the left shoulder. Bring those eyes back to the center. Bring those eyes up to horizontal. Keep the chest lifted. Pull with those heels and pull onto that front bottom and turn that head to the right. Pulling the chin over that right shoulder. Keep the shoulder back and keep your face vertical so your nose is above your chin. So you've got your head cocked. Turn to the front. Take the head over the other way. Putting that chin over that left shoulder. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and then bring those eyes back in front. Bring those hands off the floor. Bring those arms up. Actually, bring your ball in. Just bring it closer so you don't have to reach for it. Bring those hands up and then lowering slowly down. So we're going to collapse with the lower abdominals. Try not to use your rope, mum. Push your hands forward. Have it, but push your hands forward. Get your pelvis flat first. Get your waistband on the floor before your chest comes down. All the way down to the floor. Take those hands all the way overhead. Reach and stretch. Push that right hand away from that right foot. Lengthening the right side of the body. Pull the right hand over to the left side and pull those feet to the left side of the mat. Keep the hip and the shoulders parallel, reaching and stretching. And then walk those feet to the middle, walk the hands to the middle. And then take that left hand away from the left foot and walk it to the right side of the mat. Walk those feet to the right side of the mat. Pushing that foot away from that hand. Breathing in, breathing out, lengthen. And then come back to the middle. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and bring those hands all the way up to the sky. So just aligning. Bringing those hands out wide, squeezing those shoulder blades together, lifting the spine away from the mat, breathing in. Breathing out, bring those hands together. Breathing in, open those hands apart. Breathing out, pull those hands together. Take those hands down to the mat and then take hold of the ball in your hand. Roll onto, I'm going onto my left side, doesn't matter which, and slide that ball in under the bra strap area, bend your knees up and roll back onto the ball. Knees are bent, elbows on the floor, hands straight above the elbows. Take those hands out wide to the ground. Bring those hands back. Okay, it just doesn't matter what you do with your hands. So rock left and right on the ball. So we're just rocking left and right. The ball's in that bra strap area. Holding onto your shirt if you need to. Pull yourself down a bit. And then move yourself up a bit. Pull yourself down, move yourself up. Pull yourself down, move yourself up and leave the ball down towards the bottom ribs. Take those hands up in the air a bit above you and take your arms all the way overhead so we stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring those arms up, bring the elbows back. Move yourself on that ball a few centimeters. Take those arms up in the sky. Breathing out. Take those hands overhead. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bring those hands up. Bring them down by the waist. Pull yourself down a bit further. Bring those arms up. Breathe in. Breathing out. Take those arms overhead. Breathing in. Breathing out. Now slide yourself. You might have to hold your jumper. I've got a hood, which isn't very useful. Slide yourself down so you come to the bra strap area, to the bottom ribs. Reaching those hands. And then snaking left, snaking right, snaking left. So when you send your body left, take the hands right. So you're stretching. Snaking to the right, stretch those hands over to the left. So we stretch that right side. And then just repeat and repeat. And then move the ball down again. Keep that sort of wiggling going on. So we're moving that body on the ball. And then move down a little bit further. And then drag yourself back so the ball is under the middle, under that bra strap area. Take those hands straight up into the sky. Take those hands all the way open to the floor. Push the backs of the hands in the floor. Push the back of the head in the floor. Breathing in. Now push the spine into the ball and lift those hands up. Now release the spine on the ball and let those hands open. Now push the spine on the ball and bring those hands up. Right, now keeping those hands in the sky. Pull your tummy button into your spine and pull your lower back into the floor. Flatten that lower back and that should act like a seesaw. Bring your chest up so your shoulders are off the floor. Now continue that movement. Push the hands forward and sit yourself up. Move your feet away from your bum more, Mum. Push and bring yourself up. Okay, right, I'm just going to stay sitting up. Just watch me for a second. So on the ball, I've got the ball under my bra strap area. Hands are up, head's on the floor. So I'm going to push here down. This should be like a seesaw. As I push down here, that lifts my upper body up. So my head is looking over my feet. You should be able to, because of by pushing the bottom ribs and getting all this area flat, you should be able to lift your head up. Then that starts the movement and helps you to be able to roll up. So Mum, when you were coming up, you had your head down, you were pushing your back down like that, but you left this all floppily on the floor. You've got to let that, this is like a catapult. This pushes down and it lifts that up like a seesaw. So you've got to use the momentum. So just go back down on the floor again. So push that down and then that helps you to come up. So it's tummy muscles. Well done, Sandra. Take your feet away from your bum more, Mum. So pull that lower back into the floor and let yourself catapult up. Push your head, yeah, there. and you should be able to lift yourself up with the momentum. Yes, exactly. So with practice, that gets your core. So it's the core strength here. So when I say core strength, it's the ability to be a plank. If you try to lift an unconscious person up, it's impossible because they're all floppy. There's no strength. If you're rigid like that, you can just lift up with a rope around your bum and lift the person up. So it's being more rigid, and which is a bad word, more stable, and so then you'll be able to lift yourself back up. Okay, move that ball out of the way. Move that ball out of the way, and let's hold that body up. Or we could let's hold that body up. Have you got your rollers nearby? Yeah, okay, great. All right, let's use the roller for the sacroiliac joint and for the legs. So pop the roller across the mat and sit on it. Okay, so we're going to roll through the bum. So leaning on the right, just rolling through the bum there. So just do a sort of circle in your glute. And then go over onto the left and do a circle on that glute. And then go over on the right and back on the left. So you're moving that bum muscle, squeezing it like pastry with a rolling pin. Okay, now move your hands back and slide the roller down the hamstring and then back to the bum. Put those legs straight, mum. Sliding down, sliding up. So use your hands to roll yourself on that roller. So roll the roller down to the back of the knees and then back up to the bum. So you're pushing with your hands, bums off the floor. Okay, rest with it here under the bottom. And we're going to roll on. I'm going on my right side. So my right hand, you can come on your elbow and you just walk your hands along the mat. Move your hands along, shimmy on the roller. So on the side of the leg. And then we roll over onto the tummy. So put the other foot on the floor and you can just sort of crawl on it. So you're moving the blood through those legs and then roll and then get over so we're on our tummy. Rolling up and down on those legs. Stretch the armpits, bring the arms in. So again, the ability to be able to roll is also core stability because you're holding yourself, you're not all flopped on the floor, you're holding yourself like a plank. And then we're going to go over onto the left side. So the right foot comes sole down on the floor. Take a bit of weight off the roller. Roll through that left side. And then switch the right foot over that left leg. And you can just move your bum by bending at your waist to keep the ball on the leg on the roller. And then rest the bum on the floor and come back onto sitting. So you go all the way around those legs. Yeah, so we're on the floor, mum. The rollers are under our legs. So you should have been able to roll all the way around those legs. Okay, keep the roller down, feet down towards the end of the mat and push the roller down towards the calf so it rests against the calves. Bend your knees a bit more, mum. Okay, take hold, put the hands on the floor behind you or beside you. Lift your bum up and then roll the roller on those calves. Good, turn those toes outwards. So this breaks down scar tissue, breaks down knots and improves circulation. Turn those toes towards each other. It's like massage, it's the same as massaging. Turn those toes up to the sky, have it going through those calves. And then pop your bum on the floor. and then bring the roller onto your knee. So that's what we've just done is the same as rolling, as us pushing the roller on, but instead of doing that, we just laid on it and rolled. So we've done it the other way. We've used gravity on the roller. Right, feet at the end of the mat. Bring your bum in closer. Roller under your knees. Lift yourself up nice and tall. Put those arms in front, and then lower slowly down onto the mat. So remember, we're pushing the pelvis onto the floor. So reverse what I did the other way. Push the pelvis, lower back, middle back, upper back onto the floor. So you've got to use your tummy muscles. Bring the feet closer in towards the roller. Fingertips are on top. And bring that roller in towards your bum. Roll those shoulders up to your ears, round and back. Push those shoulder blades together. Lift those hands away from the roller. Have them above the elbows. We're just going to check the arms are in the right place. Take those hands apart on the mat. Back of the hands trying to come down to the floor. Squeezing, breathing in. Bring those hands back up to the sky. Take the backs of the hands to the floor. Bring the hands up to the sky. Take the hands down to the floor. Bring them up to the sky. So your shoulder blades now should be flat on the floor. Keeping those shoulders flat on the floor. Breathing in. Heels on the ground, balls of the feet up. Flatten your waistband into the floor and lift your tailbone up off the ground. Let the tailbone drop down. Flatten the waistband into the floor. Lift the tailbone up and release. This is pelvic tilts. Flatten the waistband into the floor. Lift up the tailbone and then push your heels and lift your back all the way away from the floor using your bum. Lower the back all the way down into the ground again. Arch at the bottom. Breathe in. On the out breath, flatten the back. Lift up that tailbone, drive the pubic bone in the sky and lift that spine up away from the floor. Lengthen the neck. So holding yourself here, balls of the feet are soft. Turn the head right. Turn the head left. Turn the head right. I'm just rolling it. Roll the head left. Bring the eyes to the sky. Lower the spine all the way down to the ground. Arch the back at the bottom. Breathe in, flatten the back, push through the heels, lift that pubic bone up into the sky. Lower that spine all the way down to the ground, mobilizing it, arch the back at the bottom. Flatten the back, push through the heels, pubic bone up high, lift up, bring that roller in towards the back. Lower the pelvis down so it rests on the roller. Breathing in. Drop that right knee down to the side. Bring it back up. Left knee. Drop that knee down to the left side. Feel the weight of the leg pulling that pelvis and rocking it. Bring that left knee up. Drop that right knee down to the side. Bring that right knee up. Drop the left knee down to the side. Bring that left knee up. Okay, right knee, drop it down. Now drive this right side of the pelvis into the roller. Push it in, release. Push it in, release. Push it in, release. Push, release. Push, release. Push, release. Push, release. Push, release. Bring that knee back up. Left side, drop the knee out. Push that side into the roller and release. Push, release. Push, release. Push, release. Push, release. Push, release. One more. Push, release. Bring that knee back up. Right leg, drop it down. Push that side into the roller. Release, bring it back up. Left side, drop it out. Push into the roller, release, bring it back up. Right side, drop the knee out. Push into the roller, bring it back up. Left side, push into the roller, bring it back up. Right side, push into the roller. Release, bring it back up. One more on the left, drop it out, push it into the roller, release, bring it back up. Bring that right leg up over your chest. Bring that left leg up over your chest. Keep your bum on the roller. Bring those knees into the chest. Let that lower back stretch. Straighten those legs out if you can and let those legs come up overhead. You can put your hands on the back of your legs if you want, but just make sure that the roller's not going to run away from you. Point the toes. Flex. Point. Flex. Point. Flex. Take those legs apart in the splits. Bring those legs back together. Pull those feet down towards the floor, stretching. And then bending those knees. Keep hold of that left leg. Take that right leg out straight. So the legs in the air. To straighten it, Sandra, legs in the air. And then let gravity pull that that right leg down. Keeping that left knee in towards the chest. So mum, try and get your right leg down to the floor, the heel, but the knee stays straight. So I've got my left knee hugged into my chest, stabilizing my pelvis, and my right leg is extended straight towards the end of the mat, trying to pull the heel to the floor, stretching the front of this right leg. Take that right hand overhead, lengthen the right hand away from the right foot, stretching through that right side. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring that hand back in and bring that right knee back up. Drag it along the floor, bring it back in. Bring that right knee into the chest. Extend that left leg out straight. Kick it up. And then let gravity, let that left leg lower to the ground. Keep the knee straight. And then let that pull down. Draw in your core so your tummy's tight, so you're not arching your back over the roller. Your back should be straight. Mum, your left knee should be straight. Lock the knee. Otherwise, you won't feel the stretch in the front of the leg or the hip flexor. The left knee needs to be locked straight. Let that left foot pull down with gravity to the floor. Keep the tummy button pulled into the spine and keep that spine towards the floor. So the bend is in that hip flexor, stretching through the front of that left leg. Bend that left knee and drag that foot in towards the bum and bring that knee back up. Take hold of the roller, bring those knees into the chest and roll the roller away. Let the bum come down onto the floor. And then put the feet on the floor past the roller and move that roller out of the way. Yeah, just slide it out sideways. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Straighten those legs out on the floor. Bring those arms all the way up to the sky. Take those hands wide, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Back to the hands to the floor. Breathing in. On the out breath, bring those hands together. On the in-breath, bring those hands apart, squeezing those shoulder blades towards each other. Push the back of the head in the floor, Sandra. Here's your neck work. Bring those hands together. Bring those hands apart, pushing the back of the head in the floor, pushing the hands in the floor, pushing the tailbone in the floor. Turn the head, but slide it backwards as you turn so your ear's in line with your spine. Pull that right nostril down to the ground. Breathing in. Breathing out. Pull that nostril down to the ground. Shutting that underneath eye, you get to see how much of your hand you can see, how much motion you've got in your neck. Bring those eyes up to the sky, put the head back in alignment. And then turn the head left, slide it backwards so the ears in line with the spine. Shut the underneath eye, see how much hand you can see. Can you see the mat? Can you see your elbow? Can you see your thumb? Bring those eyes back to the sky, put the head back in the center. Turn the head right, bring the eyes Sorry, bring the ear backwards again, one more. Pulling that nostril to the floor. Have you got the same vision? When you shut the underneath eye, can you see as much of the mat on this side as you can on the other side? And then roll the head to the sky. And then turn that head the other way. How much of the mat can you see? And then bring the eyes up to the sky. Bring those arms up into the sky. Bring that knee into the chest. For the right knee, turn the right leg. Pull that right foot towards. Bring that left leg in. Put the left leg against the left foot against, sorry, right foot against the left leg. And stretch that glute. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push that right knee away. Stretching through that glute. Keep hold of that right leg, let that left leg go out straight, bring the right leg all the way over the body. Turn that head to the right, push that right hand away, shut the underneath arm. How much of the hand can you see? Sorry, shut the underneath eye. How much of that hand can you see? So it's the rotation in the spine that restricts this, this view. So bring the tummy button to the sky, bring the breastbone to the sky. Turn at that chest. And then release, let that right leg go out straight, let that head come up straight. Bring the other leg in, bring the left knee in. Pull that in close, turn that left leg, bring that right leg in, rest the left foot on the right leg. Push that left knee away. Breathing in. Breathing out, push the knee away. Lengthen through the head, lengthen the shoulders. And then lengthen that right leg, keep hold of the left. And pull the left leg all the way over the body to the floor. Lift and turn that head left. Push that left hand away, shut the underneath eye, see how much you can see. So you won't see as much as when you're not twisting your legs. Can you see as much as the other side? Can you see more? You start to understand then what the restrictions are, where the restrictions are. Release and roll back onto the back. Bring those hands up into the sky. Breathing in on the out breath, roll yourself all the way up. Push that lower back into the floor and come up to sitting. And then take a breath in, take a breath out. Just balance, just get your balance. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Breathing in, breathing out. Rolling those shoulders. Put the left hand on the right knee, right hand behind. Lift that chest, turn that body. Turning the ribs, that's where the restrictions are. Health, rotation is healthy. It's good for the spine health. Come back to the front. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind, same the other way. Trying to get the chin over the shoulder. And then come back round to the front. Okay, swing those legs around. Swing those legs around. Come onto all fours. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Pull those knees apart from each other. Turn the inside of the elbows forwards. Try to get those wrists at 90 degrees. Lengthen the head from the tailbone. Turn that tailbone down, bring the eyes down, bring the back up. Turn the tailbone up, bring the eyes up, push the belly down and stretch through the front of the body. Turn the tailbone up, push that back up, push those eyes down, and then turn the tailbone up, belly down, bring those eyes up, putting the knees apart. Find neutral. Slide that body backwards, keeping this back parallel to the floor. Go onto the knee and then pull the knees apart, bring yourself back up. So use your glutes to do this movement. Glide your bum back to your heels, Sandra. Yeah, all the way back as if you're sitting on your heels. And then use your bum to swing yourself all the way back up. Yeah, good, that's it. Slide yourself back. Neutral spine, mum, tummy onto your thighs. Pull those knees apart, lift yourself back up. Good. Ease yourself back. So we're starting to get the glutes to fire up for stabilizing us. Lift yourself up. Slide those hands forward now, keeping the bum above the knees. So we're stretching those armpits, stretching that chest, stretching that back. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out and lower. Slide the body back towards those feet. Pulling the knees apart, bring yourself up onto all fours. So you should feel a bit more in neutral spine. Slide those hands forward, bringing the chest down to the floor, bringing the armpits down to the floor. Stretching through the chest, stretching through the armpits. Breathing in. Push those forearms into the ground. Breathing out, slide that bum back. Pulling those knees apart, come up onto all fours. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Weight on that left hand, bring that right arm up into the sky. So we do a rotation again. Bring that right arm back, bring that left chest forward. Release and let that right arm come through. So we reverse it, pushing the right arm through the left shoulder back. Push off the left hand, bring the left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Pulling that shoulder back, pulling that, stretching through that lower back. And then releasing, coming through. Pushing that right shoulder forward. And then push off that left hand, bring that right shoulder back. Feel the stretch in the lower back. Hands on the floor. Other side, weight on that right hand. Breathing in on the out breath, lift that left arm up into the sky. Bring that left shoulder back, feel the stretch through the lower back. Release, swing that left shoulder through. Bring the right shoulder back. So we're rotating those ribs. Push off that right hand, bring that left arm up in the sky. Release, swing that left arm through. Push off the right hand, bring that left arm up in the sky. Release, let that left hand come through. Come back up onto all fours. Turn that tailbone down, push the back up. Turn the tailbone up, bring the eyes up, let that back sink down, pull those shoulder blades down towards the waist. Come into neutral. Okay, slide down onto your elbows and slide down onto your tummy. Let those arms slide out sideways so that your upper arm is perpendicular to your body. Relax your feet so your toes are down. Pull the shoulders down towards the waist. Bring that right hand up and lower it. Keep the elbow on the floor. Bring the left forearm and hand up and lower. Right arm up and lower. Left arm up and lower. Focus on the hold on the technique. Draw in that core of that and lift the tummy button off the ground. Clench the bum and lengthen those legs. Lift that right hand up and lower. Lift that left hand up and lower. Lift the right hand up and lower. Lift the left hand up and lower. Lift both hands up. Bring both arms up in the sky. Touch both elbows down. Bring both arms up. Touch both elbows down. Bring both arms up. Pulse those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the arms and the legs down. Leave the left arm in that position on the floor. Bring the right hand palm down back towards the bottom ribs. Bend the right leg. Push off that right hand and roll over onto that left hand side. Let that right leg go over the body. So I'm laying on my left hand side. Hit your knee higher, Sandra. Foot on the floor of your right leg. Foot on the floor of the right leg, knee up. So mum, your right leg should be over your body. So my right foot is behind me and I'm lifting the right side of my body up. Knee in the air, foot on the floor. And then release, roll back onto your tummy. Your left leg should be straight. Do the same side again. Right hand down by the bottom ribs. Bend the right leg. Push off the right side and let the right foot come on the floor so your tummy button's off the ground. So you're stretching the left shoulder. And then bring that right leg back, come back on your tummy. Release that hand. I'm not sure you're doing it. Are you actually doing that, Mum? Are you lifting the leg over? So on the other side, right hand, bring the left hand down to the waist. Bend the left leg. Push off the left hand, look left, and then roll the body over so we come onto the side. Left legs come over the body, knees in the air, foot's on the ground. The stretch is in the right shoulder. Breathing in, breathing out, release back onto the tummy. Breathing in. Breathing out, push off this left hand, bring that right leg over again. Stretch through that chest. Hold it here, breathing in. Breathing out. Release, come back onto the tummy. Hands go down on the floor. Elbows down, arms in that pitchfork position. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Okay, we're going to focus on the upper arm. Get the upper shoulder, upper arm pulled backwards behind the torso. Breathing in, push those forearms into the ground, keeping the upper arm there and lift that upper body up. Keeping the bottom ribs on the floor. So the heads come away, back of the heads come away. Throat is away. And then release and lower back down. Keep the upper arm behind the spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push those forearms into the floor. Lift. Draw the tummy in. Clench the bum. Lengthen the legs. And then release. Breathing in. Drawing the core. Breathe out. Push those hands into the floor. Lifting that upper body. So your core is strong. Lift the belly button away from the floor, clench the bum, lift those knees and feet away from the floor. And then release. One more, breathe in. Breathe out, shoulder blades down and back, clench the bum, draw in the core, lift that upper body, legs, knees and feet are off the ground. Holding here, take those hands off the floor. Good. See if you can pulse those arms up for 3, 2, 1, and then lower everything down. Good. So we're getting the back of the body to brace. Breathing in. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Push those forearms into the ground. Lift that upper body. Clench the tummy. Lift the belly off the floor. Tighten the legs. Lift the knees and feet off the floor. Bring those hands and forearms up. Keep the elbows down and lower. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. Bring the whole arm up. Touch the whole elbow down. Lift the arm up. Touch the elbow down. Lift up, hold it. Pulse those arms up for 3, 2, 1. Lower everything down. Good, well done. Breathing in, breathing out. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Slide those hands down towards those bottom ribs. Pull the upper arm away from the floor, pull the shoulder away from the floor. Clench the bum, lengthen the legs. Lift that chest and upper body up. Right, coming up in parts. So push those hands and rest at the pubic bone, clenching the bum. Lower down to the ribs. So this is a bit like a press up. Lower down to the ribs, and my hands are not, there's no weight on my hands. I'm holding with my back muscles. So here, clench with the bum, push the pubic bone in the ground and push off the hands and lift. So it's all back muscles. And lower down to the bottom ribs. Breathing in. On the out breath, lift the hands off the floor, then push the hands in the floor and lift onto the pubic bone. Curving that back. Lower onto those bottom ribs. Clench the bum, lift those legs, lift those hands up, squeeze those upper arms and shoulders together. Release everything to the ground. Take those hands over your bottom. Clench your bum, push the pubic bone in the floor. Lift those legs and then push those hands towards the feet and lift the upper body up. Hands together over your bum, mum. Linking the fingers, pushing those hands towards your feet. Lifting the throat away from the floor. And then release back down to the ground. Rest your chin on the floor. Breathing in. On the out breath, clench the bum, push the hands to the feet, lift that upper body up. Lower that upper body down. Breathing in. On the out breath, clench the bum, lift that upper body up, push those hands to the feet. Pulse those arms to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower down. Bring those, do that one more time, breathing in. On the out breath, lengthen the legs, lift that upper body up. Breathing in. Pulse the arms to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring those hands next to the bottom ribs. So we do exactly the same action as the first part of this exercise. Clench the bum, lengthen the legs. Push those hands and forearms into the floor and lift the upper body. Breathing in. On the out breath, pushing, lifting onto the pubic bone. Breathing in. Pushing, lifting onto the knees so the arms are straight. Then push the bum in the air and go back into child pose and release that spine. All the way back, so we're stretching through those hips. All the way back up onto all fours, leave your hands where they are, swing those hips through to the floor again. And then lowering down, lowering down, lowering right down, bring the chin down to the floor. Hands and forearms are on the ground. Okay, so we're just going to move the legs. So draw in the core, lift the belly off the floor, clench the bum, push the pubic bone in the ground, lift those legs up. So right leg is going to lift up for 5, using the bum, 4. So the thigh is what's moving, 3, 2, 1. Left leg, clench the bum, lift that thigh up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. So that exercise is exactly the same as bridging. Using the bum to make the hip extend and make it straight. So the hip being the joints between the spine, pelvis, and leg. So roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back, draw in the core, clench the bum, push the pubic bone in the floor, lift both legs up. Lift that left leg up this time for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the right leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Now we're going to come up on all fours and we're going to do that action but with a bigger range of motion. So slide those hands to the bottom ribs. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Draw in the core, lengthen the legs, lift up those legs. Clench with those shoulders, lift the chest away from the floor, keep the eyes looking down, breathing in. On the out breath, push the hands in the floor, keeping the shoulders back, come onto the pubic bone. Push the hands in the floor, come onto the knees. Tighten the thighs, lift the knees off the floor. Drop the knees, bum in the air, back into child pose. Stretching that lower back. Push those hands forward, lengthening. And resting. Pulling those knees apart, come up onto all fours. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Turn the inside of the elbow forward, lengthening the head away from the tailbone. Weight on the hands and the left leg, push that right leg out straight. Bring that knee into the elbow, so we're moving the thigh and the hip joints, push the leg straight. Bring the knee into the elbow. Push the leg straight, holding it there, so it's horizontal to the floor. Tap the toe on the floor, keeping the knee straight. Keep the knee straight, lift that thigh, lift the heel above the bum. Lower the foot to the floor. Lift the heel above the bum. Feel the bum work. Lower the heel to the toes to the floor. Lift the heel above the bum. 2 more. Lower it down. Lift it up. Lower it down. Lift it up. Bend the knee in towards, so it's level next to the other leg. Bring that knee out to the side. Bring it in. 2. In. 3. In. 4. In. 5. And rest. Turning the inside of the elbows forward, middle fingers parallel, lengthen the head from the tailbone. Weight on the right knee and the hands. Take the left leg out straight. Bend the knee to the elbow. Take that leg straight, clenching with the bottom, extending the hip. Bring the knee into the elbow. Out straight. Into the elbow. Out straight. Into the elbow. So make sure your legs are the back, the moving leg is straight. Straight, hold it. Toe to the floor. I can't see your leg, Mum, because you're out of the camera. So make sure your back, your leg that you're moving is straight. Clench and lift. Torso stay still. Ease with the bum and lower. Clench and lift. Ease with the bum and lower. Clench and lift. Ease and lower. Clench and lift. Bring that knee in so it's level with the other leg. Take the knee out to the side for 5. Lift for 4 and lower. Lift for 3 and lower. Lift for 2 and lower. Lift for 1 and lower. Slide yourself back into child pose. Let those elbows just drop onto the floor. Move those wrists. Move those fingers. Rest the head on the ground. Sink the body to the left. Stretch through that left side. Sink the body to the right. Stretch through the right side. Come back to the middle. Pull those knees apart. Bring yourself back up onto all fours. Middle fingers are parallel. Turn the inside of the elbows forward. Knees are under the hips. Lengthen that torso. Weight on that right leg, that left leg, sorry. Take the right leg straight out behind. Bend that right foot. Right knee rather. Push the right foot to the ceiling for 5. Clench the bum, 4. Thigh comes up, knees above the hip, and down for 3. Up for 2. Up for 1. Rest that leg down. Take that left leg out straight. Bend the knee, foot's in the sky, knees level with the bum. Push the foot up so the thighs above the body and release for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So just to complete the technique on this, your thigh in the starting position, like me, should be parallel to the floor. When I push up, my knee is further away from the floor than my hip. The starting position is not down here with the finish position there. That is the action, but we need to be in this part of the range. So we're pushing the extension here because this is what we need for walking. Foot on the floor, clench, leg goes behind. Foot on the floor, clench, leg goes behind. Okay, rest that leg down by the other leg. Lower yourself back into child pose. Stretch that lower back. So sometimes when we do that action, we compress the lower back because we bend it. We're not meant to be bending it, we're meant to be holding strong through the tummy muscles. Lift yourself back up onto all fours. Turn the inside of the elbows forward. We're going to do that one more time. Bring that right leg up into the sky with the knee bent. My thigh is parallel to the floor. Pulse the foot to the ceiling. The knee comes higher, further away from the floor than the hip. So we go up for 5, 4, 3. Clenching the bum. 2, 1. Bring that knee under the body. So you mustn't be sinking the tummy button to the floor. Your tummy button has to be engaged. Left leg, swing it round. Pulse that left leg up. So knee higher than the crutch for 5. 4, don't let the tummy stretch. 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg down. Take those knees apart on the mat. Slide your bum back. Stretch those hands forward. Breathing in, breathing out. Lift yourself up onto all fours and walk those knees forward and come and sit on the mat. Swing your legs around. Hold behind those thighs, lift that body up. Pop those hands on the floor by the bum and lift that body up. See if you can push the hands into the floor and take the bottom so that it's very light on the ground, so I can swing it side to side just because I pushed my shoulders away from my ears, my hands into the floor. Release on those hands and rest on those seat bones. Hold behind the knees, pull that body up. Make sure you're closer to your front bottom than your back bottom. Rolling those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Bring those arms up as well. Keep rolling those shoulders. Bring those arms in it. All the way around. This time, leave those hands in the sky. Hold those hands together, breathing in. On the out breath, push those hands up. Take the eyes up to the sky. Release those arms out wide. Rest them on the legs. And roll your shoulders. Very good. So we're getting